We ain't wasting any time. We ain't wasting any time. We're going to waste a lot of stuff. We're going to waste a lot of stuff along the way. But time is not one of those things. Time is not one of those things that we're going to waste. Time is too precious. Time is a waster of itself. We are not going to help time waste itself. I refuse. I refuse to participate in the practice of time wasting itself. I will not do it. I'm trying to fight against it. I'm trying to convince time to stop doing that. I will not aid and assist and abet it. I refuse. Itself. Did I not? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Pretty sure I forgot about doing this. I'm pretty sure I forgot about doing this. It's okay, I could do it right now. To make me love someone new, 'cause I'm crazy for you. Gonna take a miracle. Yes, it's gonna take a miracle. Yes. All right. Boom. Hey, believe it or not, we could have wasted way more time. So quit your complaining. Quit your complaining. We could have wasted way more time. But we're not going to do it. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I wonder if I could get away with doing this. That would be nice. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do one last thing. Here we go. Booyakasha. One last thing. There we go. I forgot about doing that. That's okay. That's okay. We figure these things out. We figure these things out as we go. And that's part of it. That's part of the game. You got to adjust. You got to adapt. You got to call some audibles. Disco! Oh! I hope I'm not interrupting your game. I don't want to mess you up out there, man. I still think about it sometimes, dude. I still think about that one time when I was walking through the park and that one dude squared up with me and he's like, hey, we're slanging discs over here. And I said, excuse me? Because I thought he said something else. I said, excuse me? Are you propositioning me? Are you trying to manipulate me? What do you mean we? What do you mean we? Said, we slanging discs over here. You can't walk through here. And then he started to try to convince me that he didn't want me to get hurt. I was like, I ain't going to be getting hurt with you slanging your disc around. I'm not worried about that. Who do you think you are? I think you're making too much of yourself, mister. He's like, no. We throwing frisbees. Heavy duty frisbees. These are kind of frisbees that David was chucking at Goliath. This ain't your ordinary frisbee. Cheese Lyman, what's up? Adam. It's a little bit earlier. It's a little bit earlier for Adam. Perfect timing. Just wrapped up a date with my lady. Ooh.
Amazing.
Send him 2-3 years like this and forget.
That's beautiful, man. I hope you had a wonderful time. I hope it was a good one. Working and lurking shall be the game today. Yes, man. I want to get a little bit in. I want to get a little slanging discs in, if you will, myself before some other stuff. We're going to record a new The Hit Show, Moss and Jesse show in a little bit. I wanted to stream at you real quick before, and I think I'm going to stream at you real quick after. What's up, my last relapse? What's up, man? I truly hope it was the last one. I hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. Good to see you, man. I appreciate you being around here. You know the grind, bro. I know you're out there doing your thing, too. I hope you're staying encouraged, dude. Legendary Gnome! Mike Lang! Yeah, getting ready for work. Oh, heck yeah, dude. I like the early streams. I do like the early streams. I don't like them when I feel like I'm fighting the clock. I wanted to start a little bit earlier, but I want to make an appearance. I like being here earlier in the day. 7:30 in the PM in South Africa. Dude, even when I think I'm all early, it's still evening time for you. Wow, man. But significantly better, right? Most of the time you're like, bro, it's 1 a.m. Peter Richards. Peter Richards. Sorry, for the Grandmaster, sorry I can't stay around. Dude, whatever you're about to embark on, I hope it goes well for you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I don't know what coast you're on. Oh, I think you're British, huh? Oh, dude, you might be like what? You might be a whole shift ahead of us. If you're over there, it might be about 5, 6 p.m. for you, huh? Oh, he's gonna go out. He's gonna go out on the town, huh? Thank you, Peter Richards. I appreciate you supporting me and what I do, man. Thank you for helping me get to September. How was the fight card this weekend? Did you guys power through it? It was hard without you, bro. I don't know if that's what you're alluding to. I don't know if that's what you're really asking. But it was, I'm going to be honest with you, Atronado. I completely ignored it, and I'm glad I did. I kind of did a JRE type of fight companion this last weekend where I was just talking about things that didn't have nothing to do with the fights the whole time. And I think I needed that. And I feel like maybe some of us in there, enjoyed it. And it was more of like a chill session and just talking about different stuff as opposed to like, oh, let's pretend like I care about this prelim type fight. But yeah, I enjoyed the stream because we had people here and the conversation I enjoyed. But the fights, I don't know, bro. Supposedly, what's that fool's name? Anthony Hernandez was saying that RoboCop was cheating, that he kept grabbing his glove. And like 4 times at least that he kept grabbing the cage. And that Herb Dean wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't taking points. So I don't know if he's going to go on a world tour like Pereira and start going after Herb Dean as well. I'm not sure. We'll see. Yes, Grandmaster, I'm grinding. It's the only way, man. I just got done with my first prison tour. 4 prisons in 4 days. Oh, shoot. Dang, we got Johnny Cash in here, bro. We got Johnny Cash in here. 4 prisons in 4 days? What the heck? Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool, man. I have a neighbor that without getting into too much detail, we were trying to help them out. They needed some help with something, and we did what we could to help them out and accommodate them. And now they're asking what kind of restaurant we like because they want to give us a gift card. That's very nice of them. I didn't expect that. That's nice. That's cool, bro. In a different life, dude. I don't know how much of you've heard me say about this and that. In a different life, when I used to gig around and I used to play, I don't know why I was gonna say slapping the bass, man, because I didn't play bass. I just like to say that. I think I used to go and we would play like we did a little bit of a prison tour. We would play a lot of recovery programs. I was in a band with somebody who did I don't know if you're familiar with Celebrate Recovery. It's kind of like the church's version of like AA. And we would play a bunch of Celebrate Recovery meetings. And dude, man, they're the coolest people. They were like the most appreciative, grateful people. Because like people that have been through something, like that's where you're going to see the most appreciation. Like when you're around people that kind of grew up in the church and they grew up around everything and they kind of were straight edge most of the time, there's kind of some entitlement there and kind of some, a nature of kind of being jaded a little bit. But in those programs, man, they were so grateful just to be at that place they were in life. And, they would treat us like kings, dude. It was just, they were sweet people. And I got to do that a little bit. And it was amazing, dude. I felt like Johnny Cash in there. It was amazing. I remember one of them, we went in the chapel and we were playing and they're just in there having church, dude. That's awesome. I think it's beautiful, you going in there and doing something like that, man. Look, I know that there's some animals. There's some monsters, right? There's just some wicked people that should not be able to grace the same territory as us. They just need to. But I've said this a ton of times. There's so many people in prison that they just got caught. There's a lot of us out here roaming and wandering free that just didn't get caught. There's a lot of people in there that, we're not on a level playing field. There's bad hands dealt. And yeah, I know a lot of people say, well, I wasn't on a play level field and I'm okay. Yeah. That's great. But, I know there's things that I did throughout my life that if, there was a magnifying glass on me every second, from the law, I would have been in some trouble. I think most of us, if not all of us, could say that. So, yeah. I think it's beautiful to be a blessing to people like that, man. That's amazing. Adam says, it's okay, bro. I slept last week. Is it hot where you live? Been a month straight of hundreds in Oklahoma. Ooh, your tomato plants are dying. Oh yeah, Oklahoma's one of those places they show like in the old movies, huh? Where it's like all hot and humid and stuff. Yeah, dude, it's it's 89 degrees outside right now. The high is gonna be 102. I'm pretty sure it's been nothing but super high 99s and hundreds where I live too lately. But I gotta rep the hoodie, right? But yeah, it's hot, dude. It's hot. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could claim it's as bad for us as Oklahoma, because I think Oklahoma's a place where that's right there by Texas, right? You gotta experience that humidity. It's drier out here for us. Yeah, today the high is 103 apparently. Oh yeah, and then tomorrow 102, Wednesday 104, Thursday 100. Yeah, it's bad over here too, bro. I feel bad though. I don't got any tomatoes that are dying. That's messed up. Disco! Love to the dojo. Don't forget to hit that like. Yeah, I'd appreciate it, man. I don't feel too bad asking for the free stuff. If you guys will consider hitting the like, it goes a long way. That's what YouTube demands. ATF for El Tronado's an ATF for heck yeah. Just like when you can though, bro. When you can spend some time with us because we've been missing you and we've been noticing. I don't know if you think it's under the radar or whatever, but we've been noticing. Do Grandmaster, the content you're doing. Wait, what? Do Grandmaster, the content you're doing about his son is classic. Wait, whose son? The content you're doing about his son. Wait, whose son was I talking about? About his son. Are you talking about the son? You talking about Jesus Christ? Or what are we talking about right here? I'm confused, dude. I apologize. What's up, Leon Enriquez? Yeah, I should tell him, hey, just make it out to Costco for the Costco weenies. Oh. That is funny. I didn't even think about it like that. Wait, where's that? I still love that GM managed to find the one and only aggro frolfer. It was weird, man. It was weird because, there's like this elevated sense. Like, dude, I mean it. I'm like the most docile person. Like, it takes everything. It takes everything to bother me, to upset me. I'm just so like, whatever, bro. Like, I'm not. You know how there's some dudes out there that if you sneeze, they're like, bro, was that directed at me? Because I'll shut this down. He starts taking his shirt off. There's some dudes that are just like looking for a reason that like, I don't know what they're missing within themselves, bro, that they just need to, I don't understand that. But for me, it's different when you're with your family. If I'm by myself and someone's like trying to get aggressive or whatever, I'm like, I love you, bro. Like, let's stop it. Have you seen the Three Stooges? They're great, huh? You wanna get a burger? Like, I can't even be bothered. But if I'm with my family, then it's different. And I think you guys can relate to that. I think that's a thing. I think that's universal. So I remember I was at this park with my family, and this dude was saying that. And I was, you know how I said dudes start taking off their shirt? Like, I almost took off my beanie. I was like, whoa. And then, so look, honestly, I think, and I remember, it's kind of coming back to me now. I think I remember kind of feeling a little bit bad. Because I remember, I'm out, I've never been to this park. And I'm not really like a dude that, and I don't like to admit that. I feel like that's not the most typical thing of me. Let's go to the park. That's not very me. We'll do other stuff, but like the park, I don't know. That was atypical for me. So I already felt like I was out on a limb, trying to do something nice. And then, of course, I go out to the park and then I get confronted by this dude. So he comes and confronts me. And what I was saying was I remember I felt a little bit bad. Because I remember he comes up to me and he's basically telling me like, oh, you can't be right here. And I remember like really quickly being like, whose hot dog is this? You know, like right away. Anybody say Richie? Anybody? Like I was there. And I was like Steven Seagal before he started sitting down in his movies. And I remember he was like, oh, like he immediately was like, starts telling me, oh, because we're out here slanging. I don't want you to get hit. It's dangerous. They're flying around. He's like, it's a course. Look. And he was showing me the thing with the chains. I was like, oh, he's a nerd. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. Look at what I'm doing. I'm a YouTuber. I sit behind the screen. Look at what I'm doing. I can't talk, but I remember that is what I thought in that moment. And I was like, oh, dang. Because I just saw this dude coming up to me trying to tell me to sit in the back of the bus, you know? This dude trying to tell me that I couldn't drink from that water fountain. This dude said, hey, you can't come to this part of the park. You guys can't step in this part of the park. I'm there with my kids and everything. I'm like, what the heck? What you talking about? I can't putting my chancla. I was dipping my chancla over that side of the line. What you gonna tell me now? You gonna move my chancla? But anyway, I got a little bit like, what the heck, bro? And I think that was the first day I even learned what disc golf was. I couldn't believe that was a thing and that's what these grown men were doing. It is a challenging game though. It looks difficult. It looks complicated. I remember I used to hate playing Frisbee when I was a kid because it would just always end up at the neighbor's house. And it's like, how do people control these things? But yeah, I did. Yeah, I ran into a guy that has some bass in his voice. All right, you're familiar with the Celebrate Recovery. Heck yeah. 1,200 dudes. You spoke to 1,200 dudes in the last 4 days. Truly a blessing to be able to leave though. Yeah, man, it's I guess that's something that has to be acknowledged, huh? That's definitely a dividing line right there. But I mean, you being on the side that you are and you being able to leave, I mean, that puts you in the position to be able to talk to these men, you know? It gives you a certain kind of distinction and level of authority. You know, if you were just like, you'd be a prophet without honor from your own town if you was just in there with them, you know? If you were trying to talk to these dudes and they're like, man, that's just Arthur from D Block. What does this guy know? This guy was just in the hole last week, you know? If you were just like in there with them, they'd be like, man, I just stole that dude's mashed potatoes on Thursday. It wouldn't be the same, you know, but you come in as someone that's able to go home. And they're very much aware that you're taking the time out of your day. You're traveling, putting in all this energy and resources. That means something to them, man, because to most of society, that, you know, as far as they're confirmed, they've been forgotten. They've been cast aside. So that's huge to them. Oh, shoot. Wait a minute. You didn't realize how great of a... Oh, shoot. What made you realize that? What did I say? Now I'm afraid of what I said that made you think otherwise. Now I'm nervous. Now I feel like there's an expectation on me. I'm like, oh, snap. Now I got to read some books. No, I would love to, man. I would love to. For real, dude. That sounds good. Cheesecake Factory? That might be the no-brainer. That might be the move. I love Cheesecake Factory, man. Hey, the rice and beans should help. I mean, they should help beef you up, bro. They should help beef you up. I hope they do, man. Do you drink milk, Nigel? I hate milk. I don't like milk. So I get it. Archer! What's up, Dojo fam? Sorry I'm late. Still at work. Pocket watching. What have I missed? Just some salutations. We've only been going for like 24 minutes. Just some salutations. We're just warming up, man. I'm just getting some reps in before we do record the Moss and Jesse show. Yeah, there's too much sports and stuff, Adam. Too much outdoor activities, dude. That's what I thought. What's up, Darmy? Odeto? Dude, I always do that. Odeto Ron? Ode to Ron. Grandmaster, will we see you on the Casuals MMA podcast? I don't know, dude. I'm so far away. It's hard for me to get places like that. I love those dudes. They will always be my bros, like as far as I'm confirmed. Unless I'm delusional, I felt like we had a fantastic chemistry. I love those dudes. Like every time I see them pop up, I just feel like those are my boys for real. But we're just so far from each other. It's really hard I don't got it like that, you know? It's a big deal for me to go places that far. Like even just gas and stuff, dude. Gas and lodging or just coming back home the same day is crazy. And I have active family members. It's hard to do stuff that far away, man. Wait, what's Slauson? Slauson? That's true. Verheen Taker. What's up? I was just playing. Yeah, man, there's no future in it, bro. You could take the Mexican martial arts out of the street, but you can't take the street out of the Mexican martial arts. Yeah. No matter, even when I was selling cars, bro, even when I was slinging cars with my tie and my shiny shoes and everything, you can't fool everybody, man. Mexican disc golf. Use it as a defense, just chuck on my fools' heads. The movie? Sure. Like Cool Runnings? We definitely need more Mexicans in disc golf. More representation. Nigel, I don't mean, look, I don't know. I don't want to pry, man. And I was going to say, I don't want to put you on the spot, but that's literally what I'm doing. I can't help but wonder, man. I can't help but wonder if it's like super intentional. Or is it mandatory? Is it necessary? I don't know if you're like straight up like Lilyhammer out there. I don't know if it's a necessity or if it's just a choice. Like, would you be able to like, do you feel like you'd be able to thrive a little bit better if you weren't off the grid? Like, would you have access to some more stuff so you could feel healthier and stuff like that if you weren't off the grid? Is that even an option? Or you're just like, I don't even care. Even if I don't have access to stuff, I'm gonna stay off the grid no matter what. I want to see you healthy and thrive, man. Did you guys hear that the Paddy Pimblett might not get paid his money from UFC 329? I just heard of that a little bit ago. They don't want to pay him his money because he climbed over the cage apparently, and they're holding on to his purse, and they probably want to fine him a bunch. And apparently they're doing the same thing, potentially maybe, to Gable Stevenson. And who's the other one? I think maybe Max Holiday, I'm not sure. But for some reason, it's being made a big deal with Patty Pimblett. What's up, Darren? There's a national day. A slap league, except with chanclas, maybe produced by MVP. To really make Dana's blood boil. Dude, I'm all in. I'm all in. I'll go full Sean Strickland. I will go full Sean Strickland and backtrack everything I've ever said and be a gigantic hypocrite for that 20 milli. Just like Sean Strickland. Khabib's? What? How? Oh, yeah, I get it. I couldn't help but think of that dude, and it upset me. It annoyed me because I was like, man, I don't want to have to mentally pin it on Khabib. But, you know, what else? What other conclusion could we come to? But, hey, how about this, though? Commission? How about don't fine them for going up and sitting on the cage and flexing on the cage and going over and slapping hands with Joe Rogan. How about you just fine them, or maybe even arrest them or whatever you want to do? How about you just do that if they actually go fight with someone? Because you can't stop them from jumping over the cage anyway. Like, so what I'm trying to say is you can't stop them from jumping over the cage or sitting on the cage just as much as you can't stop them from jumping over the cage and fighting with someone. So to fine them just for sitting on the cage or jumping over and high-fiving DC, that's stupid when they didn't even fight with anyone. So it's like what's next? Holding their purse if they even, like, I don't know, what's the closest thing to that? If they, you know how sometimes the dudes will chat it up even when they're in the cage with the commentators? Like, you're going to find them for that too? Like, what I'm trying to get at is I'm not saying I agree with it, but I could understand some stupid dude on the commission being like, we did this because Khabib, because he went over and he fought and he started a riot. So then I'm like, oh. So then find them if they fight. And I understand that jumping on the thing can lead to that, but yeah, being in the venue, period, could lead to that. Just standing close enough to the cage could lead to that. Because if you're just close enough to the cage, then maybe he'll jump on it. And if he jumps on it, then maybe he'll get down he'll put his feet down on the other side. And if he does that, maybe he'll go into the audience. If he goes into the audience, maybe he'll fight. Okay, that's a whole lot of, how about just find him if he fights? Because this is crazy. This is like if you get pulled over from a cop and you get a ticket because he thought that maybe you were going to speed. And you're like, but I wasn't even speeding. He's like, yeah, but your body language was kind of indicating that you were probably going to speed. So, what? I feel like that's what they're doing. I understand that. I understand that. Biggest reason here is financial. Rent is expensive, and I have this 1.5 acres already. Hey, dude, that's nothing. Yeah, man, that's nothing to sling your disc at. I mean, 1.5 acres, just all yours, right off the rip, just yours. That's pretty good, man. How's Noah? How's Noah? He thrived. Him and his family and all them animals, they thrived. That's how they were. But then he was a drunk, so that was unfortunate. Wait a minute, Nigel. Wait a minute, bro. You're saying that you don't have a house or cabin? Are you? I remember one time you joked around, Nigel, or maybe you weren't joking. I thought you were joking around and you said something like that you live like in a little igloo. Are you not in like a cabin? Are you not like in walls? Are you living in like something makeshift? Are you out there like Rambo? Oh, Ian Gary's son. Oh, dude, that feels like forever ago. That video where, oh yeah, are you talking about that video? Yeah, where he was like crying because he wanted to meet Makachev and he wanted a strong male influence in his life, and then they're trying to switch him with Hasbullah so that he could go to Dagestan with Makachev. Dude, I was just going off the beanie, bro. I don't know where that came from. Thank you, man. Meanwhile, Herb Dean gets a full paycheck every night. Yeah, man. And at least as far as Anthony Hernandez is confirmed, and I don't know, I wasn't in the cage. I wasn't feeling the gloves or seeing it. But Anthony Hernandez is saying, dude, RoboCop had his fingers all up in my gloves the whole fight. He was grabbing on the cage. Herb Dean didn't say a word, but he just goes home. Sniffing that paper all the way home. Take the money and run. Marloka! Working, but definitely lurking. Marloka has to lurk. Because Marloka has to work. What's up, beautiful people in the dojo? Chile Verde hearts and all. Thank you, Marloka. JR. There's 43 of us here. This goal should be easy. Let's go! Trying to meet it from my pocket. Yeah, we're just getting cute, ARJR. We're just getting cute before the recording of the Moss and Jesse show. I was thinking about rearing my ugly head later after the Moss and Jesse show as well. I'm just thinking about going full blown, you know. We're just going to party out the rest of August. It's a marathon. It's a scarathon. Thank you for doing work. Thank you for putting in work from the pocket, bro. Iggy Low. Wait, managers? What managers? Are you like are you working the stock market or what's going on? Diamond in the back. Oh, a cabin. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, dude, I was already starting to feel. I was like, man, we need to go out there and build. We need to do like one of them reality shows. Go out there and put a cabin together for this dude. Dang. Sun rooftop. That's what it feels like, Dustin. That's what it feels like the UFC commission's doing. The lore canon. I love it. All right, we'll go with that. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, you guys have probably already read this, but it says Paddy Pimblett's manager demands common sense after the commission withholds his UFC 329 purse. That, I feel like this is telling us something that, I mean, I definitely didn't know. UFC 329 was on July 11th. July 11th. I didn't know that the UFC was on that. Like, you know how like when you're working like a real normal respectable job and you work and then like a whole like, you know how however many weeks later you get your check. I didn't know that the UFC fighters were on that kind of schedule. I didn't know that they were getting paid like if they work at Best Buy. For some reason, I always thought if you're doing something like making millions of dollars and entertaining millions of people, putting your life and your health and your body and everything like that on the line, for some reason, I thought you walk out of there that night with like they hand you the money order or something like that as soon as you're walking out the venue. And it's like UFC 329 was on July 11th. How does Paddy Pimblett not have that money yet? Now, I don't know. I don't think this is something that's been addressed specifically, but the only other thing that I could think of is did he really jump on the cage? And then at that moment, they're like, we're not paying you. We're going to hold on to it till we figure this out. Is that the only reason? Because that was July 11th and it is August 24th. So that's insane that he hasn't been paid. Paddy Pimblett's manager demands common sense after commission withholds his UFC 329 purse. Paddy Pimblett is among 3 UFC 329 fighters yet to be fully paid. So what does that mean, fully paid? The baddie put in one of the standout performances on the undercard of McGregor's blah, 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 blah during International Fight Week, his return. The victory earned the Scouser a performance of the night bonus, but he has yet to be given his full UFC 329 pay after breaking the rules inside the T-Mobile Arena. So that's something, another thing. Did we know this? I don't think I knew that. Did you guys know? Like, because obviously we see dudes when they win fights, they jump on the top of the cage, and there's always those annoying dudes in those stupid maroon looking jackets that are always trying to get them to come down. And it's like, dude, these are our modern day gladiators. These guys are warriors. These guys are fighting for your entertainment. You can't give them 5 seconds of glory up there at the top of the cage. You got to be party poopers. It's like they're in there, bam, bam, beating each other in the liver, busting up their orbitals, bleeding, broken bones, shoulders getting dislocated. They're in there crying, they're spitting. Some of them are doing Duduplessis in their shorts. I mean, it's a bloodbath. It's ugly. It's crazy. And we're like, finish him. And then as soon as it's over, no, get down. Don't. What are you? What are you, a caveman? Get down. Don't do that. That's dangerous. Be civilized. Don't climb the cage. What are you, an animal? It's like, what? They can't go up there for a few seconds and bask in it for a little bit? They want it. The fans in the audience want it. The people at home want it. Why are you being like this? And it's like, I watched a clip of Bisping talking about it a little while ago. And yeah, I think it's like he said it. It's just like a lot of organizations do, where it's like, this is just any little opportunity that they could possibly think of to collect some extra cash. Is it like a thing that they know that people are going to do and they're like, oh, this is inevitable. We could collect an extra 10, 15, 20,000 per event just because of this, because they're going to do it anyway. And that makes me think, because see, we would always just see the annoying dude stop them and try to pull them down. But I guess I never thought, oh, that's like a black and white, that's a rule? I just always thought in the spur of the moment when they see it, they're like, oh, that looks dangerous. We don't want anyone to break their ankle and sue the venue. Get them down. But I didn't know that was like a rule. So that leads me to believe, oh, if that's a rule, then just like we have the refs backstage when they talk about the fighters, don't do this, don't do that. Oh, but by the way, cheating, the thing about cheating is that it works and all that kind of stuff. One of the things they probably get told is not to jump up there. They have to, right? If that's a rule. And these dudes still do it. So that's either them saying, it's just like Derek Lewis saying, the refs ain't gonna do nothing. I cheat all the time. Or maybe it's always kind of like a gentleman's agreement, like frowned upon kind of thing. And now they're like, you know what? We're not gonna be getting booed like Herb Dean. We're actually gonna enforce stuff. We're gonna charge these dudes. We're gonna make them know that we're being serious. I don't know. I don't know how it's apparently been a rule and these fighters have been doing it forever. And this is like the first time now that we're hearing about this. Or is it just that Paddy Pimblett's manager is the first one making us think about it? The news was first reported by MMA flunkies Nolan King, who listed the 3 fighters' celebrations as the reason behind the delay in payment. Hearings are... They're having hearings. They actually have to attend hearings now. Gable Stevenson Didn't even have to attend that many court hearings for what he did with that one chick and the broken bottle. And he's going to have to attend a hearing for sitting on top of the cage. That's how twisted our world is. Hearings are scheduled for each fighter next Wednesday to determine whether they will receive their full purses after climbing the cage at UFC 329, an action that is prohibited in Nevada. Of all places, Nevada? Of all places. Pimblett's manager, Cage Warrior CEO Graham Boylan. Oh, dang. I didn't know that. The Cage Warrior CEO is his manager. Is evidently not pleased for the potential sanction. For the record, this rule needs to be changed. Yes, it's the fight game and systems need to be in play to make it all work, but this rule does nothing to support that. It's 2026. Apply a little common sense. It's just like the police officers do. There's the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. This is 100% letter of the law. This is crazy. It's not accounting for any kind of human sensibilities whatsoever. The three fighters may be expecting to lose a portion of their compensation for the UFC 329, given what happened with similar incidents from the recent past. After scaling the cage at UFC 300, Diego Lopez was fined $2,500 of his $100,000 show money for the event. The same punishment was handed down to Mayra Bueno Silva when she exited the cage at UFC 303. So they're finding ways to make their money, man. That's crazy. Daniel Comed says the rule that Paddy Pimblett and Gable Stevenson broke is the most ridiculous rule in MMA. I mean, it's funny though, because DC wouldn't even be able to climb the cage, huh? It doesn't really make sense that he's weighing in. That's ridiculous. I'm working a job right now. I wouldn't consider it super respectful, in my opinion. Respect. And we do what we got to do, man. I feel the same way about myself. Not the most respectable thing, I don't feel like, at the moment. Is this the same commission that handles the WNBA? Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Hey, not Spacey. Wait, is that UFC Spacey? Did you have to change your name? That was you the other day saying that you came back after you got banned or something on YouTube, right? You had to change your name? I didn't put that together the other day, I don't think. Yeah, I stand with Dean Thomas, man. I think Jillian Robertson was an embarrassment. And I think they go way back. He's been training her for 16 years. And I think he had every right to let her know what's up. Tell her, you embarrassed me. You wasted my time and my family's time and my energy and my effort and my resources. You didn't even care. You don't want to be there. You looked even worse than Khamzat Chamoyev against Sean Strickland. Stop wasting my time. ARJR! This is already a pleasant surprise, but coming on again after Moss and Jesse, that would be mint. Mint. I haven't heard that in a long time. I'm here for it, and I know I'm not alone in that feeling. Let's go! That's my intention, ARJR. That is my every intention. I think after that, I'm going to have a few nibbles on something so that I have some sustenance. And then I have a little bit of leftovers right now. And I think I'm going to be good. Keep the party going. Oh my gosh, what the heck, Dr. Owandisi? I don't know if that's some wordplay there. Maybe I'm reading into something. um let's see. Dude, that's a good metaphor. Remember the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, the wrestling organization wouldn't pay him because he finished Bonesaw early? That's what they're doing to Patty. That's dirty, man. That's a pretty good example right there. I just looked it up. They could hold 100% until a formal hearing. That's disgusting, man. That's why he got all chunky again already. He's depressed. Yeah, I knew that rule. They're selective how they enforce it, though. They did something similar to Diego Lopez when he climbed. Yup. That's dumb, man. That's ridiculous. Oh. Shoot, where am I? It's hard to gauge it without... Hold on, where's the last super chat? What the heck was that? Did you guys hear that sound effect? Did you guys hear that too? What was that? That was crazy. It sounded like I was using Streamlabs again. I often find the commission workers in the cage annoying. Even their body language. They just seem like the physical embodiment of ego. Yeah, and they just get in the way, dude. They're a bunch of dorks, man. It's almost like a bunch of dudes. The body language that they have in there and just the way they conduct themselves, everything, the looks on their faces, everything. It seems like a bunch of dudes that hate UFC and that kind of have a disdain for the existence of it. They just don't seem like they're into it, like they support it. They seem like they're annoyed by it, like they're trying to stop it. It's so weird, man. Yeah, it has to, man. I mean, I know that the UFC, darn me, I know the UFC doesn't care if UFC doesn't stop this stuff, it's going to hurt business. You know, Dana has even said, don't watch. I don't care. Don't watch. Because he knows plenty of other people will watch. It's just like In-N-Out saying, we're going to take the Bible verses off the sodas and stuff. You don't want it? Don't get it. There's plenty of people that will get it. Like companies know they could get away with stuff like that because they know they have enough loyal people that the people that will dip, they're like, I'd rather have the loyal. However, when the UFC does need to get scared and it's going to hurt business is when they have fighters that are like, bro, I just put my life and health and body on the line. I have trainers and nutritionists and all that to pay. You're withholding hundreds of thousands, if not millions from me. Forget you. I'm going to go fight for Jake Paul. Because again, I know back in the day, there was this aura and it was like, heck no, I'm not going to fight for any other organization but the UFC. I don't care if the other organizations pay me better. Everybody knows that the UFC is the cream of the crop. Everybody knows that it is number one. That it's the most respectable. And if you have that title, that's the most respectable, acknowledged, significant title. I think people are starting to feel less and less that way these days. Because a lot of the shenanigans that go on. And people think there's a lot of tomfoolery and some suspicious stuff. And and the people at the top are not respectable, and it's becoming very shameful, and all these things. I think it's getting easier for the fighters who are now not even getting paid what they're supposed to, who feel like they're always getting ripped off by the judges and the refs. Points aren't being taken away. People aren't being looked at when they're cheating and doing things that are messing up people's lives and records and legacies. That they're going to go, forget you guys, man. And then at a certain point, the UFC is going to be like, oh, it's not just a few fans that are upset. The fighters are dipping on us now. The cream of the crop fighters are going to other promotions now. It can definitely backfire. Yeah, they're giving the Nick Diaz treatment, which is weird because, I mean, I could kind of understand why they'd give it to Nick Diaz. Because on one hand, I'm like, why would they give Nick Diaz the Nick Diaz treatment? Because people love him and they want to watch him and he's entertaining. Why would they put him out like that? But I definitely see Nick Diaz as a dude, very much like Nate Diaz, where they're not yes men, and they're going to push back, and they're not always going to play ball with the UFC. So maybe the UFC is like, okay, you guys are on timeout. But Paddy Pimblett? Why would they do that with Paddy Pimblett? Are they just disappointed with them because of the Gaethje fight? And now they're like, oh, okay, well, you had the opportunity to be our golden boy, but you blew it. So now you're in purgatory. I don't know. Yeah, not only do they barely pay their fighters, now they're going to fine them over some goofy stuff. Rasta Rocket Man, most underrated MMA media, always listening, parrots, repeating your takes elsewhere, a bunch of disrespectful fools. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. I've said it before. If I was thriving and feeling like I was living good and I was okay, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind it. I would take it as a compliment. But over the years, as many times as I've seen things getting regurgitated elsewhere that are actually getting traction, and I feel like it was stuff that got lifted around these parts, it's frustrating. Yeah, in Nevada, we encourage you to gamble your life into a downward spiral and legally buy prostitutes. But we put our foot down if an athlete climbs a cage and we legally, after we legally allow them to try to kill someone. Yeah, that's a good point. Dang. Uh-oh. Stop skipping on me. Wait, you made a comment about flock cameras? And that's what happened? What? That's crazy. That's crazy. Max already has money being withheld from another fight too? Wait, is it because he always jumps on the cage no matter what? He's like, I'm gonna have my moment. I'm gonna have my highlights. I'm gonna get my moment. I pay the money. I feel like the Mike Tyson, Nate Diaz, and Max Holiday impressions are all the same. It's just same impression, right? Morocco! Chile Verde Hearts! That's number 7. That's number 7 on the menu. That's number 7 on the lunch menu, the Chile Verde Hearts. Yeah, that's crazy. That's why Max Holiday has to keep gaming. That's why he has to keep the game streams going. He's trying to make that money because the UFC still hasn't paid him from the last 2 fights. Ilchin! Isn't that the sound of a Patreon sub? Is it? I don't see an email. I don't know, man. Maybe. But I didn't get an email. That's weird. Well, we already know how the Patreon notifications are, right? Ooh. Julio Rodriguez! Julio Rodriguez just threw 15 big ones down in the PayPal. Thank you, bro. 15 big ones down in the PayPal from Julio Rodriguez. And he says, thanks for the stream. Yo, I've been getting a pot belly and lazy, to be honest. Can I get a few words of motivation to start working out again? Thanks for all you do. Thank you very much, Julio. Let me see. Julio, I think the best motivator for you is self-loathing. I think the biggest motivator for you is inward disgust. And that's what motivates me, bro. What you need to do, Julio, is you need to stand in front of that mirror. You need to stand in front of a full body mirror. Just a big, wide mirror. And you need to get naked, bro. Just take your shirt off. You don't need to get... Never mind. Just take your shirt off, bro. And you need... Do it right now as I talk to you. Let me walk you through it. No, I'm just playing. You need to take your shirt off. You need to look in that mirror. And you need to be disgusted, bro. You need to be disgusted by what you see. You need to look at video of yourself. You need to look at footage of yourself. And you need to be disgusted. And you need to say, every time I stuff my face, every time I get lazy and I stuff my face with them chicken nuggets, with that ice cream, with that bread, I'm going this way while I'm supposed to go that way. Every time you're like, man, I could sure go for some pancakes right now. You do some reps instead. You flip that currency. Next time you think about KFC and you were thinking about how you were gonna eat like 6 wings, you do 60 curls instead. 60 dips instead. You maximize it. I'm telling you, bro, at least that's it for me. The biggest motivator needs to be disgust, bro. You need to look and say, this ain't it. This ain't gonna cut it. That's the biggest motivator, man. Just seeing right before you what's even making you send a message like that. Seeing what's making you feel unhappy with your current state and be like, nah. Chale, I ain't gonna move forward with this soft body. Starting today, I'm a hard body. Thank you, Julio. Now go disgust yourself, bro. Yeah, dude, it did sound like a horror movie sound effect, huh? That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. Only have eyes. I want one fighter to utter the word union. Dana White will poof himself on the spot. These fighters, I mean, if they would find a way to come together, we are the world. If they'd find a way to do it, but all these dudes speaking different languages, it's like the Tower of Babel. It's like Dana White through the Tower of Babel. That's why he tries to get. That's why Dana White's hitting all these different markets. He wants all these different fighters that don't even know how to talk to each other, because then they can't even come together and unionize. You got a bunch of people that can't even understand each other, and then on top of that, you got enough ego in there that you got people like Alex Pereira at the top. You got certain kinds of people that are making the big bucks that are like, I don't care about you guys. If you want to make more money, then you got to do some TikToks with Nina Chama as well. You got to sell your soul. You got to figure it out. I figured out how to make my money. Figure it out. So the combination of that and the Tower of Babel, these guys they're not going to be able to pull it together, man. I think Dana knows that. He's cultivating that. That's a good point, Army, that this is the Athletic Commission, not the UFC. And I don't know a lot about this, but I can't help but wonder, like, is there not a way? Like, again, like someone else said, it's 2026. We really can't figure out a way to do UFC without the Athletic Commission? Just say to the Athletic Commission. I mean, at some point in time, there was no Athletic Commission. At some point in time, the Athletic Commission came together and became what it is. All right, then make an Athletic Commission competitor. That's like if there was only one fast food restaurant or one movie theater or one grocery store. If this Athletic Commission is being stupid, just be like, hey, we're going to make another Athletic Commission. Forget you guys. Why can't they do that? Why is the Athletic Commission a monopoly? Uh-oh. Dang it. Where was I? Shoot. Morocco just brought in Vietnamese Styles. Vietnamese Styles is a freshly minted gringo. Thank you, Morocco. Thank you. A mighty long time. Ayo, when will we see camera 2 Nab? Nab in action. Nab? Camera 2 Nab. Back in action? It's that pocket. It's that pocket dono. I actually told Marilena yesterday because I was frustrated because we had to run some errands. And on the way home, I actually was like, I should have went and got that camera because we were actually in a shopping center where Best Buy was. But then we were already on the way home. And there's something that I have to, I don't know if that's going to work now. There was something that I have to go do tomorrow, and I was thinking maybe tomorrow when I go, I'll do it. But I think that might have changed. But very soon, maybe I'll just ship it. Maybe I'll just see if they could deliver it. Maybe sooner then. Maybe sooner. Sooner than you think. Where am I at? LGR! Back in action. There we go, dude. Another dono just to correct itself. What a guy. There must be great fighters that just won't put up with the UFC and commissions. Oh, yeah. We've talked about that a bunch of times. And I don't know if this is exactly where you're going with this. But the fact that, yeah, absolutely. There's, I think a lot of people look at the UFC and they're like, this is all there is. This is the end all be all. These are literally the greatest fighters ever on the earth in the history of the world ever. But you better believe that there's dudes that are like, are you serious? They have the highest fight IQs. They got all the attributes. They have all the energy and the strength and whatever, all the capabilities. But they're like, I don't want to cut weight all the time. I don't want to get staph infection every couple weeks. I don't want to have to be training 2-3 times a day. I don't want to have to travel and do this and go to that fight camp. I don't want to get hit in the face. I don't want to do that. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a painter. I want to be a surfer, you know, whatever it is. Or they're just in different promotions that are a lot freer than the UFC. Dang, commission are a racket like taxes, but there's no way around it. It's so stupid, man. It's like when we know stuff like that blatant, like when we could talk about it that blatantly, it's like even then, when it's that in front of our faces, there's not someone comparable enough to have the power to be like, that's all you are. That's all you are is a racket like taxes. And I'm gonna figure it out, or I'm gonna bypass you. I don't know. It's just like, really? Nobody's figured out a way to do that. Dude, believe it or not, I've only seen moments of it. I've never watched Men in Black all the way through. So I don't even know what that means. But that's funny. But yeah, I mean, nothing works like for me than like that, man. That's the biggest thing, bro. Seeing the disgust and then like I don't know, some people might think it's weird, but it's old school. And you know what? It's not weird. It's not weird. The gyms are full of it. I mean, it's there for a reason. It's a mental thing. Like I like to work out in front of a mirror. I do. And one of the reasons for me is because I know there's two ways you could look at it. You're seeing your progress and it's motivating you. For me, I'm like, I don't like what I'm seeing. And I'm going to keep going until I like what I'm seeing. But here's the thing. I'm never going to like what I'm seeing. So I keep going. Shoot. I don't know, Julio. I wonder if Nick Diaz will be as popular as his brother had the UFC not shunned him for 4 years over weed. I don't know, man. I don't know if this is a hot take. I don't feel like Nate Diaz would be Nate Diaz if he didn't have that Conor win. Because Nate Diaz was Nate Diaz before that. He acted the same, carried himself the same, talked the same, fought the same. Everything was the same. But he was just another dude. He was just like Anthony Pettis. He was just another dude. And he became the Nate Diaz we know now. And, oh, he's the man. Everybody loves him. And all, after the Conor fight. And then he never even needed to win another fight after that again. It's just everything that he did leading up to that Conor fight, in the Conor fight, winning the Conor fight, after the Conor fight, definitely the build up to the second Conor fight. That's what made people love him. And, you know, unless Nick would have fought Conor and you know, done everything identical, I don't think so, man. I think that's what it was. I think Conor made Nate Diaz famous. Well, we're all going to owe Anthony Smith a big apology if footage comes out in a personal matchup, like his wife was giving him trouble in the exchanges. Hey, you know what? I don't know if you guys saw it. You guys, some of you must have. But I would assume the majority hasn't, which I would expect. And I've been talking about this. This is just how the news goes. Everybody was hearing about it and talking about it and memeing about it and joking about it and posting about it when the news broke. And everyone wanted to have a piece of talking about Anthony Smith is a bad guy, right? And I came out with the only video that had a different narrative saying, I think his wife found a loophole, a legal loophole to keep him safe. And that's why she legally can't speak up now either. Because maybe she'll get in trouble or it's going to mess up what they have going and, you know, him getting the help that he needs, whatever. So, yeah, the wife came out and affirmed that with her statement. And now Anthony Smith, his first post-arrest statement, he says, now this was kind of weird right here. He did say something, I don't know if he was trying to say something that could get put like on a t-shirt or something, but he said, character is revealed in chaos. Now, I don't know what the point of that section was. But what he said here in the post. Wait, where is it at? I'm having a hard time finding it now. There's a post here with his whole family, his kids, his lady, they're all smiling, everything's all good. Where was it? It's like all this article wants to focus on is that funky little clip of what he... See how people are being so manipulative of this story? They're only showing this tiny little part of what he posted. That's disgusting, man. So here's another one. So, by the way, Anthony Smith said this whole little chunk right here, which I'm about to read. And then at the end, he said this other little part. Man, who was that? That was disgusting. It was, what the heck? I've never even heard of this. Apparently, there's a page called MMA Sucka. Have you guys ever heard of that? That's a new page, MMA Sucka. Well, it seemed like they were just trying to make him look bad. And all they put was that goofy part that says, characters revealed in chaos, which I don't even know why you said that, Anthony Smith. That's kind of weird. But his post... He posts a photo of him and all his family, his wife. Everybody's happy. Everybody's smiling. And he says, happy to be home with my household. Wait, what? Honestly, I read this the other day and I don't remember this part. It says, happy to be home with my household full of, and in quotations, it says wise. WHYS. Happy to be home with my household full of wise. Don't really know what he means by that. I'll be able to tell my story someday soon. Until then, you guys just keep making it up as you go. Happy face, smiley face. Character is revealed in chaos. You know what? This is going to drive me crazy. Let me do this. Just in case you guys haven't seen it, let me do this for you. I'm going to show you what he posted right here. This is what I was just reading to you right here. Let me Dang, it's going to be so small by the time you, hopefully you could read it. Hold up. I only have to click on about 1,000 more things before it lets me resize this. This is unbelievable. Okay, never mind. Can you even read that? Is that too small? Let me do this. Let me move them up. Feels kind of stupid. I didn't think of that before, to be honest with you. So here's what he said right here. Happy to be home with my household full of wise. I mean, he could have worded that better, like if he had a ghostwriter or something. I think what he's trying to say is everyone's asking, like, why? Like, what the heck is going on? Why did this happen? Why are you back home? Why is everyone smiling? Why is your lady still with you? Why aren't you in prison? What is going on? So I think he's saying, I'm home. Everyone's asking why. There's questions all over the place. I'll be able to tell my story someday soon. Until then, you guys just keep making it up as you go. Character is revealed in chaos. Again, that part kind of corny. I don't know why he felt like he needed to say that. I don't know if that's his way of saying, hey, I'm frustrated. Everyone's coming after me and my family and making memes out of us and talking about us and making fun out of us. I'm going to be the bigger man. I'm going to show my character in this chaos. I'm not going to be fighting with people in the comments. I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get immature. I'm going to be the bigger man. I think that's just what he's trying to say. But he's basically kind of going along with what his wife said and with what I said. Okay, guys, well, we got into a little bit of a pickle. can't say too much right now. Why? Because you guys will probably be in trouble legally for manipulating the law, which I don't mind. I think his wife loves him, and he is a afflicted dude, a tormented dude. Got hit in the head for a couple decades at least, and now he's having some issues. And he doesn't want to get help, and he drinks a lot, and his wife is like, please get help, and he's like, no. So then one evening he had a bad night, and she's like, I'm going to call the cops and say A, B, and C so that you could get the protection that you need. And then later when they asked her, hey, remember when you called about this? Then maybe not, she can't be as forthcoming anymore because now she's going to be legally liable for manipulating the law. It makes total sense that they can't say anything right now. It would put them in even more trouble. But nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about how he's home, how they're happy, how they're smiling, how everything's all good, and how they can't talk right now because of the legalities. Now, if this turns into a Benoit situation like tomorrow, then I'll have to apologize. Then I'll have to make a video about this. But here's the thing. I will. If this turns into a full-blown Chris Benoit situation, I will make a video and I'll go, uh-oh, hot dog. I will. But the other YouTubers that were talking about this and talking all these mad papas about him, they're not talking about this. They just left it alone. They just burned the bridge down and they moved on. It's always going on to the next drama. I'm happy to see him with his family smiling. Disco says, okay, gang, I tipped for the Met goal. Let's do it. Disco said he tipped for the goal. He's being prophetic here.
My flow goes deep like the ocean. It burns so hard, grab the
Here's the goal tip. Much love, Dojo and GM.
'Cause I'm sipping on this green tea.
Much love, bro. Much love, bro. Thank you. Thank you, Disco.
Amazing.
Thank you, Disco. Self-fulfilling prophecy here. Darren Miguel. One more towards the goal. When I was little, my uncle tried to show us pressure points like some kind of sensei. Ooh, I hope they were actually pressure points. Never mind. I'm not gonna. He's a good dude. He's probably a good dude. That's funny, bro. That's funny. I remember back in the day, because, I mean, that was the culture, man. People growing up seeing the UFC conceived and Royce Gracie and all these Tai Chi masters and Jean-Claude Van Damme and Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan and Black Belt Magazine. And it was crazy. Everybody's like trying to show you like the erotic artery and all this different stuff and what it could do to you and how to put dudes to sleep. It was a mystical, fun, crazy, exciting time, man. And I feel like a lot of it has been ruined because of stuff like UFC. People don't respect the pressure points anymore, bro. I respect the pressure points. If you take anything away from this stream, take away the fact that I respect the pressure points. Marloca! Número 13! Número 13, of course. That will be the retired jersey of Marloca, the number 13. Thank you so much. Let's go! Hit that like button. Disco Golf says, who's got $2? $2. Who's got $2 more? Thank you. Oh, ARGR says 15. Who's got 16? Marloca. I feel like dancing. Oh, I feel like dancing. Thank you, Marloca. ARGR says, me, I do. That's funny. He answered his own question. That's hilarious. That's funny. That's because blood and violence gets clicks. Full Truth doesn't. And that's why you guys here in this community, and myself included, are MMA truthers. It's not about the pursuit of clicks. It's the pursuit of truth. Nobody else cares about that. Nobody else cares about it. You let me know. You let me know if you see any other MMA YouTubers out there talking about the other side of the Anthony Smith story, the other side of the Dean Thomas story. Everyone just wants to be a bunch of simps. Absolutely terrified of landing on the wrong side of history. Bunch of scaredy cats, man. Leon Enriquez lurking while working. I appreciate that kind of lurking, bro. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous game. And I have love for it. Darren Miguel, little by little, rung by rung, and we achieved the goal.
My flow goes deep like the ocean. It burns so hard, grab the lotion. I might hit the 3-wheel motion.
I'm starting to be able to breathe. I'm starting to be able to breathe. We're getting closer to September, and I feel like maybe I could breathe. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for helping me get here. Thank you for enabling me, for hanging in there with me, for believing in me, for being my warriors, pushing behind me, helping me to keep stepping forward. Thank you. Thank you. Disco Golf Hutch, the prophet, pushed us forward into victory with his self-fulfilling tip. Thank you so much. ARJR dropping 20 big ones. What is happening? 20 big ones from ARJR. I'm hoping that wasn't a pocket donation. I'm hoping that wasn't an accident. It may be refunded very soon. Marloca, me lurking. Let's do it. This is me lurking. Bro. If people could lurk like they call her, she lurks so much. She's so faithful while working. They're starting to call her Marlurka. Marlurka! KC Jones. What is more manly, sunscreen or toe socks? Oh. I'm assuming that you watched the Moss and Jesse show because of this conversation. Sunscreen or toe socks? What is more manly? Okay. This is a tough one. There's some context here. Sunscreen can be more manly if you get a woman to rub it on you. And I'm talking about the sunscreen that she's rubbing on you. Sunscreen can be more manly if a woman applies it to you. Now, if that's not the case, if you're putting it on yourself, I'm going to have to say, so toe socks, I'm going to have to assume you're wearing shoes. Because who's going to be at the grocery store wearing toe socks and no shoes? I'm assuming you have shoes on. If there's a woman, if there's not a woman applying sunscreen to you, I would have to say the toe socks are more manly. Here's why. If I had to choose, if I was in a game show and they told me, you either got to put on sunscreen, and I'm talking self-applied. You either got to put on sunscreen or you got to wear toe socks. I'm going with toe socks. Because there's a sense of shame there. That there's a sense of, because when you put on the toe socks, what are you going to do after that? You're going to cover it. You're going to cover your shame. After you put on the toe socks, you're going to pull your boots on, right? You're going to put some shoes on. You're going to cover them up. You're concealing that shameful nature. So I have to applaud that. If you're a dude and you have to choose between those two evils, you put on the toe socks, you know full well you're going to cover it up. You're covering that shame, and I respect that because you know it's something worth covering up. You know it's something to be embarrassed about, and I respect that. So I think I would have to go with toe socks unless there's a woman applying the sunscreen to you. Morocco!
We
Blessing Cody Tafoya.
I got all my homies with me.
Cody Tafoya is a newly minted gringo. Thank you, Marroca. Thank you. Oh, you throwing spinning stuff now? Yeah, character is revealed in chaos is about as dumb as saying as new level, new devil. Oh my gosh. I have to admit, and I'm embarrassed to admit this, because I like to be on top of like words and language and wordplay. I always feel like that's kind of my thing, and I'm upset that I'm not familiar with that. I've never heard of that. I've never heard new level, new devil in my life, but I get it. Like instantly when you hear that, you get it. But yeah, that's that's wild. I could hear that being like overused constantly, like in a corporate, like in a work setting. But you know what? Character and chaos is like one of those corny things that I feel like we'd see tattooed like on a UFC fighter. 100%. Sounds like something that Tito Ortiz would say. Dang, growing up I had posters of Chuck and Tito Ortiz all over my walls. That's the era, bro. I knew people that were super into UFC in that era. I mean, my cousin was one of them. The cousin that was like my best friend. Just that was his whole life, man. And I was not into it at the time, but I remember that era. In Ireland, mi amigo, mucho love. What's up, Jack Mac? Ireland. I love it. And look, just to make it clear, I'm not even saying, I've never even like, it's not like I've ever even been a fan of Anthony Smith or anything. Like I'm pretty sure I've said more negative things about him than positive over the life of this channel. I just don't like pandering. I think pandering's disgusting. That's why I don't like Sean Strickland. I tell you guys all the time. I'm not saying that the talking points that he says I disagree with. That's one of the things that has me conflicted. A lot of the stuff that Strickland says, I agree with. But he's a phony panderer. He's a horrible mouthpiece. He's not the kind of guy you want to get behind. He's a hypocrite. He's wishy-washy. I just don't like pandering. I don't like simping. I don't like white knighting. And so it's not like I really care that much about Anthony Smith. I've never been like a big fan or anything like that. It's just I saw what the other YouTubers were doing. I was like, you guys are pathetic. This is pathetic. And yeah, I'll pat myself on the beanie. I was the only one that had any kind of a nerve to say anything different. Not just to be different, but because it seemed clear as day to me what happened. And then again, for the millionth time, his wife appeared to confirm exactly what I said. Oh, first the daughter did, then the wife, and now Smith. And, by the way, the law. Things would be happening and playing out very differently right now if what the YouTubers were saying was true. Very differently. But he's at home cheesing with his family. And nobody's correcting the story. No addendums. A self-fulfilling tip. Yeah. Cheese Lightman! Burn so hard, grab the lotion. Dude, it makes me so happy. Jesse Jr. loves that song. And he's always quoting it. He's always like, burn so hard, grab the lotion. Like, I'm a lot of times you just get used to your kids not thinking you're the coolest. So then every once in a while when they do think something's cool, it's like, I did something good. Jay Smith! Finally, bro. When you're in Florida, you have to use sunscreen. Even when you use SPF 50. If you're out all day, you get burnt. Dang. Just imagine Jay Smith with his lotion, his toe socks. Dang, I didn't know it was like that, bro. I didn't even know it was like that. There's a pressure point near the shoulder neck area my dad would always get me with. I can't stop laughing. Everyone else swears it hurts. I think I seriously have that weird condition where... Wait, what the heck? Wait, did you leave us hanging? Oh, I don't register pain correctly or whatever it is. Oh, shoot. It was right there. How did I miss that? Don't register. So your pain receptors are broken. Oh, dang. So you should be a fighter. You should be in the fighter. Do you think you could take Mackenzie Dern? Could you at least, bro, legendary gnome, there's no way. There is no way that you would put on a worse performance than Jillian Robertson. It's not even possible. It's not even possible. Legendary gnome, are you willing to DM Dean Thomas and see what we could do here? Are you willing to DM Dean Thomas and see if we could pick things up from here? Because we know he's still coaching. Toe socks to prevent blisters. Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah, they help keep the feet from the foot chafe, huh? Those weird shoes that actually go around your toes that I've seen women wear are ugly on any woman. If I see a guy wearing them, I'm gonna slap him in the face. You don't like those Joe Rogan toe shoes? Oh, you got that indigenous sunscreen. Ooh. Yeah, I've never seen a lady wearing those toe shoes. I feel like I've only seen Joe Rogan wearing them. Yeah, I don't do sunscreen, bro. I don't do it. I don't know. It makes me feel, I don't know. I think it feels feminine. I don't put on sunscreen. I'll put on lotion. I don't know, dude. I don't know about that. Birkenstock sandals in public versus or eating a lollipop in public. Bro, I'll take the lollipop all day, bro. I was trying to, dude. I was trying to coach a young man in my life, a relative, the other day. Because I was telling him, bro, you can't do that, dude. You can't do that. Cause like I've had this conversation with you guys before. I know that. Like if I'm eating a banana in public, I'm breaking off bits, you know? I'm breaking off chunks and I'm eating it like this. You know? You can't be a grown man in public. Bro, are you gonna tell me that you're gonna be sitting in public going like this? Like you can't do that, bro. You can't, like, what? Bro. Like, it frustrates me that I even have to articulate this. Like, you gotta break the banana off. Not. You understand what I'm saying?
Send him 2-3 years.
You gotta break off sections. You know what I'm saying? And like, if I'm eating a lollipop in public, I'm just cracking it in one shot and I'm just chewing it. I'm just going, like ice cream too. I bite my ice cream. Unless I'm alone. If I'm alone, then it's fair game. But if I'm in public, I'm biting my ice cream. But nah, I'm not doing no Berkeys. Foot prisons. Dang, I bet. Nah, I don't even want to. I was going to say, I don't want to drive Jay Smith crazy. I was going to say, I bet Legendary has those toes that are all like this, huh? They're all splayed out. Like, because you know how they show, because of how big shoes have restricted us and ruined our feet, and everyone's feet are like all squished and toes overlapping and stuff. It's because of big shoes. Because have you seen, like, if people didn't wear shoes, their toes would be like this? They had like frog feet. They'll be all spread out like that so you could run faster, jump high, just have a better base and stuff like that. But now, because of shoes, everyone's feet are all messed up and all squished together. I feel like you don't like panderers. Heck yeah, man. I miss just getting on a bike and riding somewhere, bro. I miss those days. Feel like I was in the sandlot, you know? What? The original record players didn't use electricity? How'd they get going? Does it have like you have to like wind it up or what? I can't stand in front of a fridge too long or I get sunburned. Interesting. The brown and the red privilege. The Pumas. The Puma Pluma. Damn. I don't know, Leon. I remember I used to know a dude in high school. And he's like, bro, I'm a, like, you know, I remember it was like a thing when I was in high school. All the dudes would start wearing pink shirts. They're like, this is what we do when we're secure with our masculinity. And then they just keep going. If you give them an inch, bro, if you give them an inch, then they're going to start taking a few inches, if you know what I'm saying. If you give them an inch, they're going to start taking a few inches. And they're going to be like, this is how you know I'm afraid, I'm in tune with my masculinity. And then they'll just like, I knew a dude that would kiss other dudes. And he'd be like, this is how I know I'm not gay. Because I'm doing this because of my masculinity. And I'm not even embarrassed, you see? Are you telling me you can't kiss dudes without being gay? Oh, that means you're gay. And I was like, what the heck? The lines are getting blurred, bro. This doesn't even make sense anymore. You had dudes doing stuff with other dudes just to prove that they weren't gay? To prove their masculinity? Jay. Oh my gosh. No, I knew people like that. What was how did it word it? I was gonna word it off the beanie right now, but I was afraid it would come out too vulgar. How was it? It was something about, oh my gosh. It was something about like a certain activity that they would do together. And it proved that they weren't, you know, homoerotic or whatever, because like they were able to do that without feeling any kind of feelings or whatever. And that's how they ultimately proved that they weren't, because they're like, oh, I don't even feel nothing even after this activity. I don't know. You can't think about it too much. Yeah, Nigel. Legendary Gnome's about to enlighten somebody. The closer I get to you. Oh, dang. Oh, the homie's back at it again. The Mac is back. 25 big ones.
It burns so hard, grab the lotion. I might hit the 3-wheel motion.
25 big ones in the PayPal. From Jack the Mac. Jack Cathal Mac. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. 25 big ones in the PayPal.
Amazing.
You guys getting me month to month. Month to month. Helping me pump that contract. Helping me achieve that September contract. Thank you. The Mac is back. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you. All the way from Ireland. Never could have thought that I'd be getting that Ireland love. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. And there's more for you, bro. When I ain't using that sunscreen, there's more for you, bro. More for you. Thank you, man. Thank you. ARJR took me by surprise for a moment because of what we were talking about right now. ARJR just threw down a donation and he says, here's another inch.
My flow goes deep like the ocean. It burns so hard.
He says, here's another inch of breathing room. Who's got the next one? But I just stopped after the first few words because I was like, what?
Flow goes deep like the ocean. It burns so hard, grab the lotion.
Oh my gosh. Unless that was his ultimate high level wordplay, he was putting the two topics together. I don't know, man. But ARJR just threw 40 big ones, 4-0 into PayPal. Thank you, ARJR. We doing big things. We're doing big things. We're going to be able to make it to the month where Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn meet each other in the boxing ring. Where, what else is happening? I think Tyrone Woodley and Khamzat Chamoyev are going to wrestle in RAF. What's happening in, let's see. We got Dan Hooker and what the heck? All right, never mind that one. We got right here. No, who's fighting? Oh yeah, years out, huh? It's that other dude. Okay, well, we got Joshua Van and Pantoja, so they could set the record straight. We got Sarukian and Ruffy. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. We got Buckley and that's October. Well, you know. We got to make it to September to make it to October. You know what I'm saying? So it's still the same thing. Dang, Jay. No, that's what my homies were saying, not me, bro. My childhood friend had a cholo face, punk rock skater to creeper with the Ben Davises and Dickies over the summer. Probably saw Blood in, Blood Out. Had a breakthrough. Dude, I miss those days, man. The Ben Davis. I remember they would send us back home. If we went to school in the Ben Davis, they're like, nah. Chill out. You got to come back wearing some Vans. That was like discrimination, bro. They would send you back home if you came to school rocking the Ben Davis. Because they already knew what was up. Return of the Mac. Salute. Truth. I bust in the flames in the sun. Count yourselves lucky. All right, man. I feel like I'm doing work now for Jack the Mac. I feel like I'm doing work preserving some of that lotion. Sunscreen. Will Khabib's mom let him wrestle GSP and RAF? That is a fantastic question. Didn't Khabib allude to the fact that maybe he was open to do some kind of grappling a couple years ago? I thought that was a thing. Who's gonna give him the next inch?
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, and maybe not the next month. Pero
I'm probably gonna dip out of here in like 5 minutes because I think I'm gonna try to eat something real quick before I record the Moss and Jesse show because I'm starting to feel weak. I realized. Yeah, I didn't. I woke up and I drank a couple cups of black coffee and then I've had some water. I haven't eaten anything and I'm starting to feel a little funny. But we're chilling out, Jack. We're chilling out. But oh, Miss Chuck Almighty. Wait, what's that face? Are you not feeling well? What happened? I am going to dip out maybe like 5 minutes right here. Wait, I did. I emailed you, Legendary Gnome. I emailed you. I did watch it. I would love to see Khabib grapple. Maybe sumo? Man, if sumo was hard, they would call it sambo. Well, hey, that would be cool if they did like a... I should explore that, huh? Sumbo. What do you think Sumbo would be like, bro? That would be crazy. I should invent Sumbo. That's the best base. But I'm going to record the Moss and Jesse show right now. And then after that, I think I want to come stream again. We never got it. Wait, did I not? Hold up. Absolutely, Darren. Thank you for being here, bro. Thank you for the encouragement and support. Oh, it's a funny face? Oh, okay. I thought it looked like someone that was feeling queasy. Let me see. Who the heck did I email then? I sent it. It's showing right here that it went through. An hour ago. 10:15. That's weird. That's weird. Oh, I thought somebody just wanted to work with me and pay me large sums of money, but it was it looked like spam, so never mind. That's annoying. They're always spam. They're always spam. All right, I'll look him up. I'll look him up. I should know these things. I should know these things. I'm going to have to do Mexican sumo at some point. I got to know about this guy. Athlete. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, Nigel Sumbo, that's the next wave. Oh shoot. Dang, I'm in the junk mails like that. Yeah, it was yeah, it's ridiculous. I was referring to that weeks ago, Miss Chuck Almighty. And wait, is he in another movie or is that the same movie? Oh yeah. I was talking about that trailer a while back and how it was bad and how he was going down that same road as like Ronda Rousey and Rampage and Conor McGregor, like other people that went that route and got distracted and went Hollywood, Tyrone Wood, all these dudes that were in movies and stuff, and they just started messing up and getting distracted and losing. And it was, yeah, and then he lost. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to dip out right now because I am going to record the new installment of the hit show, The Moss and Jesse Show right now. And then after that, sometime after that today, keep your eyes peeled. Call back to the bananas. I'm going to be coming back and doing another stream. So we're going to hit that second wave of people. Maybe we won't have to have so many people lurking anymore because people will actually be out of work. But I'm going to come back in a couple hours, maybe a few hours. Not exactly sure how things are going to go. But keep an eye out. This will never happen, but if I ever win the Powerball or Mega Millions, I'm going to hook you up. And I'm screenshotting this. Thank you, Dustin Nats. I will, this is legally binding in the state of YouTube. So thank you very much for putting that in writing. I appreciate you and I got much love for you, bro. That's a good point, Nigel. Flaco, peace be upon him. Hey, same to you, Julio. Same to you, bro. Thank you again, Julio. For real, much love. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. I got much love for all of you. I have fun when you're here. I hope you could join me again. but it's bad for my reputation, Chuck Almighty. All right, you guys be safe out there. You guys be safe. I'll see you soon.